Hello, welcome back. I'm Lady T, and today I want to talk to you about our 7-day challenge for the month of May. No complaints. Stay tuned. The world of complaining. It's so easy to get pulled into the negativity, to get pulled into the complaining. And it's almost like it's contagious because it starts and it just starts spreading so easily. You started, next thing you know, you got a whole little posse complaining with you. It's very easy to get pulled into that. But for the month of May, for 7 days, the Push community, we are going to aim to not complain over the next 7 days. That's going to be our challenge, that we will not complain. You may have some things that you're either complaining about all the time. You may be on your job, a spouse, a family member, the gas prices, shortages. I mean, the list goes on. There are a lot of things that we have a tendency to complain about. But our challenge is we're not going to complain for 7 days. And so I did a little research on it, seeing, because it's I've seen other people do it. Let me know in the comments below, have you done this challenge before where you didn't complain for 7 days? I mean, I've seen where you can modify it, and you know, I'm always open that if you need to modify something, you can. So if you want to just try it for 24 hours, try it for 24 hours. I think it'll be good that we're going to be doing this together. Maybe you can get some other people in your office or in your home to do it with you. One of the things you can do too, that if you do complain, one of the things I was looking at, it says to wear a bracelet. And so you start off with the bracelet on one arm, and then if you find that you complain, when you complain, then you switch it over to the other arm, and you see how many days can you keep it on the same arm, or how many times throughout the day that you have to switch it. Because that also brings it to your attention, brings it to our attention that we're complaining, and so we're moving that bracelet over, and then we want to change that, we want to stop. Part of the things with complaining, instead of having complaints, we're going to try to have gratitude. So instead of having any kind of attitude about stuff, gratitude, we get to, you know, one of the things, like, instead of complaining about having to go to this event or having to sit through this, say, well, at least I get to do this. And remember, sometimes the things we complain about, other people will look at it as a blessing. Other people would trade places with us to have some of the things that we actually find are a problem. Another thing is, because that's the way we respond. We are in charge of the way we respond to things. So that's one of the things we're going to try to focus on, how we respond. As far as our thinking, we're going to think before we speak. We might think the negative thought, but instead of saying it, we're not going to say it. We're going to find another way to say it, or we're going to try to work where we're coming up with solutions rather than complaining. If it's something I can come up with a solution on. Now, there are times with just some things, even if we complain, we do all the complaining in the world, it will not change it. Some things just aren't going to change. So it's either we're going to have to accept it, like I can't do anything about these gas prices. So I can either just accept it, thank God that I can pay for it, that I can still fill up my car, thank God that He's going to continue to be my provider, rather than get on the bandwagon of complaining about it. One of the things I think we're gonna find is that it's actually gonna, when we're changing our mindset over the next 7 days, and we're changing our mindset about how we respond to things, or just accepting things because I can't change it, or coming up with a solution rather than complaining about it. One of the things I think we're gonna find is that we're gonna have a more positive attitude. It's gonna help our mindset. And then some things, maybe we need to offer it up to God in prayer, because there's nothing I can do about it, and maybe I just need to pray about it. Some of us may have to take a break from the news over the next 7 days. If you find that the news puts you in a bad mood, starts you complaining, you getting all frustrated, maybe you need to kind of take a break from that over the next 7 days. Most of you, if you know me personally, you know I rarely watch the news. I kind of tune in when I hear something's going on that I need to be more aware of, but it's so negative most of the time until I just don't want it in my space. So I tend to very short spurts of me watching the news and stuff. So over the next 7 days, maybe that's some of the things you're gonna do. And I would love to let me know in the comments below, are you going to get in on this challenge with us? Are you going to bring someone else, invite someone else along, share this video with them and say, hey, let's try this 7-day challenge where we're not complaining over the next 7 days. Try it in your home. I also saw some places where they might have just a certain room in your house that's your no complaint zone, that nobody, if you're in this room, we're not going to be doing any complaining. So you can either do that bracelet method to kind of help. Now, another thing you could do, I thought about, is maybe doing something like a little jar. You know how back in the day, sometimes people would have a swear jar. If you said a curse word, you had to put something in the jar. Maybe you could do that if you're doing this in your office or doing this at home. If someone comes in, they start complaining, they have to put something in the jar, whether it's a quarter, $1, something in there because they're complaining. So again, just bringing it to your remembrance of how often we're complaining, and we're trying to be more positive. We're trying to have a brighter outlook on things rather than complaining and getting in the bandwagon, being part of the solution rather than part of the problem. Also, sometimes with certain people, they get to you a certain way. Maybe if you can, distance yourself from them. But if you can't, maybe start looking at some of the positive things they have rather than always looking at the negative or how they press and push your buttons. What is it that I really like about this person? Think of some positive traits about that person rather than always going to the negative on that person or in conversation about that person. So let me know in the comments below if you've ever done this challenge. How did you do on the challenge? Or also let me know if you're in on it, if you're going to be doing this challenge with me, with the Push community over the next 7 days. No complaining. So I've already heard someone say that's unrealistic. So I already complained about the no complaint challenge, but we're actually going to start it. We're going to start it on Wednesday, May 11th, and we'll do it for 7 days all the way through the following Tuesday. And so just be checking back. I'll be posting little things, little reminders on my community tab of how to respond in a positive way over the next 7 days. I'm looking forward to it. I'm always looking forward to doing something that's positive and uplifting, and that's uplifting for our community. And let that be the thing that we're spreading. Let's spread positivity. Let that be the thing that becomes contagious and infectious, that we're passing on positivity rather than getting on the bandwagon of complaining. So until next time, keep pushing and have a blessed day.